This is a physical product e-commerce business for sale that I actually kind of like. It's making $1,330,000 a year, and it's listed for sale at an asking price of $4,900,000, which is a 3.7x valuation multiple. In this video, I'm going to unpack what I like about this business listing and how I think it's quite a bit different from a lot of other e-commerce businesses that get listed for sale. So if you're interested in acquiring an established and profitable online business, you're going to want to keep following along here because I'm going to share a lot of experience-based insight. I've personally acquired online businesses in this video, and also you're going to want to check out my Acumen Wire newsletter. It's a newsletter I run where I find online businesses that were recently listed for sale and are well-established, profitable, and likely to stand the test of time going forward. So if you're looking to acquire an established and profitable online business, A, keep watching this video, B, check out acumenwire.com and subscribe to the newsletter. Now let's get into it here. Right from the title, we can see underwater breathing products, e-commerce brand, 1 million plus social followers, okay? So they've got a lot of social followers, and if we scroll into it, we can see pretty quickly what the product is. It is a underwater breathing devices and related accessories that allow a diver to breathe underwater for up to 10 minutes and refill the air tank on the go. So it's kind of like a mini scuba system, but not quite a scuba system. It's a little scuba system you just pump up type of thing, somehow get air into it, and then you can breathe through your mouth, but you don't really have the full-on scuba package. We've seen, or I've personally seen a lot of these on social media. I don't know about a lot, but I've seen a lot of content on them. I don't know if it's coming from a lot of brands. Let me clarify that. I've seen them before. Maybe you have as well. It is a brand of those products. One of the things that jumps out at me real quick here is the $469 average order value. That's quite high for an e-commerce product. And, if you're selling a lot at that price, it's generally a pretty good product, right? It's easy to sell, little scrap items for $20 or something. It's a lot more difficult to get somebody to spend $469. You got to kind of have a good product. And well, that's kind of implied in the asking price, right? You don't get to be a $4,900,000 business by having a junk product. At least not usually. Sometimes you can see some crap product businesses get up there in high valuation. But anyways, behind this business is relatively high AOV. And also, and you may have already caught this here if you're looking at the numbers, the margin is quite high. So the EBITDA and the cash flow of $1,330,000 is about half of their revenue. So they've got $2,681,000 in revenue, EBITDA $1,330,000. That's like almost a 50% margin, which is uncommon. You really don't see that in physical product e-commerces. And that's why I like this one, right? I think in the beginning I said, this is a physical product e-commerce business that I actually kind of like. Well, I usually don't like them because the margin is so low. I would rather focus on a digital product. And I actually recently acquired a digital product business that does continuing professional education courses for accountants. And that business sells a digital product, which is a course. And there's fundamentally no cost of goods sold there beyond creating the course. Once you create the course exists, right? And then you just sell out copies of it. There's no cost of goods. So I like those kind of businesses, whereas e-commerce businesses, physical product e-commerce businesses, mind you, the courses are e-commerce, but physical product e-commerce businesses, they've really, got low margin and subsequently don't scale as well as a business that has high margin or zero cost of goods. This one here with a 50% margin, that's uncommon. So that really stands out, particularly at this revenue and EBITDA number. I really like that. Let's kind of skim through the listing here and I'll poke out some other things I like. The Instagram following is massive with just under 1 million followers. Okay. People from all over the world submit photos of them using these devices in beautiful places. I like this because the content itself lends itself to being very social and engaging, right? So I Googled 10-minute underwater breathing and came to this brand right here. And I mean, we can see the pictures are overall looking nice, right? Like they're in beautiful places. Just, it just lends itself to being very sociable and Instagram. Now, I don't know if this is the business. Actually, what we can do is just go to Instagram. It's not letting me click on their Instagram. There it goes. Okay. And I was going to check and see if they had 1 million followers or almost, but this business does not have it. So this is not the brand that is for sale. If we scroll their Instagram page, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of nice pictures, beautiful, beautiful people in beautiful places. I like this business, right? So that lends itself to being very social. And like I said, I had seen these types of products on my social media feed, although I'm really not an avid scuba diver. I am certified. I did get certified like almost 20 years ago at this point. 34 now. I got certified when I was like 16 or 17. Yeah, but never really got into scuba diving. My big thing is mountain biking, but yeah. Anyways, these products generally, kind of have that good social engagement behind their photos and videos. The other thing that stood out at me in here was something about exclusive suppliers. Where is it? Oh, the company offers this. Well, this is good right here. The company offers an assortment of fully certified mini underwater breathing devices. The certification aspect of this makes it good as well, because this means that just not anybody can jump into the business here and sell a random product. The product needs to get certified. At least that's my understanding. So I'd want to do some diligence into how difficult the certification process is behind the product. But overall, I think, having some type of certification is much more valuable than just selling a product where anybody with a computer, and can access Alibaba and just start selling random kind of junk, so to say, right? So, you got to have a good product to kind of get into this space. Now, on the flip side of this is liability. You're going to want to be conscious of liability, right? Like, what if people, I don't know, go diving with this and die or get seriously hurt? You may be liable for some things there. So you're going to want to, and I'm sure this business has to get to this size, but, run all the advertising and disclaimers by an attorney and probably have a comprehensive commercial general liability insurance policy behind it. And somewhere in here, I was looking for the detail where they said all products are exclusive. All products are manufactured directly for this company, and all products are sold under their brand name. So they've clearly built a brand around the product, and their manufacturer manufactures them just for them, so nobody else has exactly the same product. But I don't think they have a patent, right? Which is why, brands like Snorkel here can exist. They have a very similar product, and the product is manufactured just for them, but it is not, they don't have a patent on a 16-ounce can connected to something that connects to your mouth and you can breathe from. So there can be competition, but again, I think the certification process is something powerful. And then down here we get to this detail, dramatic growth. Okay, dramatic growth. 2024 fiscal year sales over 3.5 times greater than 2023. This is really the only red flag that I see for this business. That means that, at 3.5 times greater than 2023, that means that if they're doing 2,681,000 now, their 1 year ago revenue was like $740,000. Okay. So they've grown a lot in the last year. I typically am not a big fan of that, but at the same time, that is not baked into their valuation multiple entirely, right? Like, I'm sure that, they're basing this on the last 12 months performance to come up with this EBITDA number that is going to be used for the asking price. But I believe that if this business had been generating $1,300,000 annually for the last 5 years, you'd be looking at more than a 3.7x multiple. You would be looking at like a 5 or 6x multiple for this business. So, I think it's priced accordingly for this rapid sales growth, but as a buyer, you'd want to really diligence how sustainable its growth is. And they kind of give away some details. They say all marketing has been organic, no SEO or email marketing yet. And mind you, that could be an opportunity in and of its own. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's just keep going. This business, The business has accomplished this growth without the benefit of a paid marketing campaign. Instead, the company has enjoyed high organic traffic from its social media campaigns on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay. So they've grown rapidly through social media, which, as we've seen, the business is very photogenic, right? It makes that good social media content. As a buyer coming into this, you're going to want to make sure you can sustain this growth. Can you create content? Is there a system in place for creating the content, right? You don't, the kind of bear case scenario here is that it's the owner traveling around and making social media videos all day, and it's his persona and his activity in the business, which is making the social media videos, that is really driving the growth, right? The bull case, the optimal case scenario for this would be, hey, we've got a bunch of people that work for the business, either as just purely content creators, or they, work for the business in terms of like product research and customer service, but also use the product and make content as well, right? We've got other people, multiple people creating the content, and then we've got a process for getting it edited, getting posted, and then kind of getting it disseminated out there on social media. That would be ideal. Now, one thing I really like about this is they've got it on multiple channels, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So there's a minimal risk of platform risk or channel risk that you commonly see in organic growth. It's not uncommon to see one business that just takes off on like Instagram, or organic SEO has been a thing, right? But then you're beholden to that platform, and if that platform starts kind of, reducing your reach, well, then you've got a problem. Here, they're on multiple platforms, and the content has been proven to be effective on multiple platforms. So I'd want to make sure that these are indeed diversified, not that you have, like 99% Instagram success and then, a trace amount of Facebook and a trace amount of YouTube, right? As long as they're broadly diversified, I think you are pretty good with this. So yeah, I think that about winds it down. The two owners working 25 hours per week. This could be difficult. This is something you'd want to account for as the buyer, right? Like, how much is salaries going to be allocated to each person? How much are you going to have to pay to replace one person? Or are you going to replace two of them? Are they really working 25 hours a week? In my experience, no one's really working 25 hours a week. They're working full-time to 50 hours a week, right? I think this may just be a bit of a stretch for the business listing. So that's something you're going to really have to unpack as the buyer. If I were going into this to make an offer, seriously interested in this, and I am actually pretty seriously interested in this, but I've got my plate full with, the business that I just acquired 2 months ago there, the accounting business. I would really want to see, how much competition is there, and how hard is it for new competition to get into the market? How moat-like is this? All products are manufactured directly for this company. And then I would also really, really want to get into how sustainable is the social media growth and how systematic is that? Those are the two things I'd really want to diligence. And before signing off, I think there was one other thing that I said I would talk about. Oh, all marketing has been organic, no SEO or email marketing. Circling back to this could mean that there are some real easy wins out there for somebody that is into paid marketing or email-based marketing, right? I'm a big paid ads guy. There's 50% margin here. What are the economics of selling one of these items through paid ads? And, if we could sell some of them at, at say advertising cost of good at 20%, right? So then we're taking the margin overall down to 30%, but could that really be scaled up? And could we increase customer lifetime value, or direct customer acquisition, customers seeking out the brand directly through email? Or could we use the sales from paid ads to really synergize our organic growth as well, right? We get more customers, so then we get more customers sharing the content. I think there could be some big opportunities and easy wins here if this seller of this business has not done that. So guys, on that note, I hope you found this video helpful and insightful. If you did, you know the drill. Smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Head on over to acumenwire.com, subscribe to the newsletter if you want to acquire an established and profitable online business. and get my take on some of the business listings. I am calling it a wrap on that note.